everybody, welcome back to my channel. Annamorfidis here with Mending Hearts Counseling, and today's video is going to be all about how to turn those challenging feelings that cause repulsion and cause us to flee, cause us to want to exit a relationship, how to turn those challenging feelings into gold. How to turn those challenging feelings into something that is actually working in your favor. So I learned about this very important exercise. It's called the mirror exercise. And it actually works tremendously well because every time you have a feeling that is of challenging nature, like feelings of aversion, feelings of disgust, feelings of abandonment, despair, those types of things. Because if we look at the feelings wheel, I'm using Paul Ekman's feelings wheel in this video. And he talks about the 6 predominant emotions that we have, which in turn lead into feelings. So emotions last 90 seconds and they're fleeting. And then the feelings that come from those emotions are the ones that last for days, sometimes months, sometimes years. So if we can uncover the emotion behind the feeling when we feel challenged in a relationship, we can actually turn that challenge into gold. That is where the term turning traumas into treasures comes in play. So for example, yesterday I was working with someone that was very much annoyed at her partner because they repeat themselves. This is enough of an issue for her to actually exit the relationship. Something about her partner repeating himself causes annoyance within her. So now, knowing that the mirror exercise turns all nouns and pronouns to point to self, I turn around and I ask my client, where in your life are you repeating the same patterns and cycles, and therefore where are you annoyed with that? Because it's not your partner that you're truly annoyed with, it's the patterns that you repeat within yourself. So then she took a moment to think about that, and then boom, the floodgates open. There's so many things that my client is finding herself repeating and being unhappy in. And now, by doing the mirror exercise, we're understanding that she is annoyed by watching her partner repeat himself. She is reminded of her own repetitions that happen in her life that she is annoyed with and doesn't know how to free herself from. So therefore, when she experiences her partner repeat himself, she just gets annoyed because it's deep down bothering her that she can't exit her own repetitions that she finds herself stuck in. That was a very, very enlightening moment. And I was so happy to share this moment with my client because they saw how powerful that actually is. So it's never really about the person that we're with. It's about us. Because if, say, you are not living in fear and say that you have a job that you don't like and you keep repeating the same cycle of being in that same job because you're fearful of who else is going to hire me, where else I'm going to find work. But the truth is, actually, it's a coined term right now. It's called the Great Recession. People are looking for employees everywhere because everyone had partook in this Great Recession. There's people that have left positions everywhere. So this is a great time to find employment. So that statement, who is going to hire me, is actually not valid because in actuality, in today's society, it's actually a lot easier to find work because people are actively looking for workers in all fields of employment. So repeating the cycle of staying stuck in a job that you don't like will cause you to be annoyed at your partner if you're watching them repeat their cycles. Because if you're free and not finding yourself stuck in repeated cycles, then it wouldn't bother you if somebody else is doing that, because why would it? You're not doing it, therefore it wouldn't arouse any feelings from inside of you. And in my example, for for the mirror exercise. I remember one time, this is when I first started to have my consciousness be a larger part of my being as opposed to subconsciously acting out. So when I started to consciously think about my actions and how I reacted to what other people did or said, I remember, this is before the pandemic, I was in New York, and my partner was with our children. And I remember I was like in this amazing store in New York City, and he was telling me that our kids were going to sleep over for the second night in a row at his parents' house. And that really upsetted me. And emotions come in just like that. It takes milli fractions of a second for them to just flood your system. And then all of a sudden I was like out of my window of tolerance, and I was like literally yelling in the shoe department. And then I was like, okay, but back up. Like, what is happening right now? Why am I getting flooded with all of these emotions? It turns out when I do the mirror exercise, I'm not really upset with him at having the ability to have our children sleep over at his parents. It's because I can't do that. If I left my children to sleep over at my parents or his parents' house for 2 nights straight in a row, I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm not a good parent. And therefore, when I'm watching somebody else do that, it makes me feel uncomfortable because I'm uncomfortable doing that. And when I realized that, I was like, oh my God, yes, this is why I feel this way. It's not him. And then I'm actually envious of him that he can have these free feelings of doing whatever he wants. And why can't I? Because I'm a woman, and that's deemed to be not okay in my mind, my limiting belief. So once I realized that, then I apologized to my partner for basically being out of my window of tolerance and yelling at him at the shoe store, because what is wrong with having the kids sleep over? Nothing. It's just because I couldn't do that in that moment. And that also goes to be true also in non-romantic relationships. Another example that's really prevalent in my mind is going to church. I remember there was these 2 girls that used to wear mini skirts at the Sunday service, and I would be like ruffled inside about the fact that they were wearing short skirts. And it turns out I was actually envious of the fact that they could do that, because I would always feel like I had to wear a skirt down to my ankles. Like, I was envious of the fact that they have broken through that mold and they were actually able to show legs at church, because I was brought up to believe that that is not okay. So I'm looking at them and I'm so jealous and envious that they can do that, that it actually causes me to feel uncomfortable, because why can't I? Are they so much better than me? Are they smarter than me, better than me? But it's a lot easier to point my finger and be like, oh, look at them. How could they? But in actuality, it's like, why can't they? Look at me judging them. You see how that works? It's just that simple. And then once you're mindful of those things that take place in your mind, you can free yourself and you can live your life with no challenges. And knowing the why we act the way that we do is just so liberating. I hope this video was insightful. I hope it made sense. I hope it clarified the mirror exercise, and it is, and it will be a valuable tool to you moving forward in your relationships, whether they are of romantic nature or of any other nature. Just remember to self-reflect and see, what really is it about that challenge that causes you to feel the judgment towards the other person, because it comes back to us. And that is so powerful. Everything is in our control. It is so beautiful. I am wishing you a blessed day. I thank you as always for watching my videos. So much love and gratitude to you for taking the time. There is no better time period to start to live consciously rather than subconsciously, like we have been the last, I don't even know how many hundreds of years. Yes, so as always, do comment. I welcome all questions, concerns. DM me for private sessions or any other clarifications, material to perhaps work with, I am here for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.